Yes, week 4. That's right, week 4. Already moving on to week 5. So, welcome Santa Claus Heath.
Oh, ho, ho.
I hope you have some coal for bad little boys and some suckers
Yeah,
for
I
some
got a
good
lot.
ones.
Yeah, I got a lot of coal for people on my team.
All right, let me share out.
I think the theme we're gonna see this week is what a difference a week makes.
Absolutely.
We'll
Let me go
cover that in more
grab.
detail once Matt figures out how to work his PC. There we
Shut
go.
your ass. Here we go. Slideshow. And loading. Boom. Here we go. Boys and girls, let's move on to the first game. We have Cam Krusty versus the Uptown Borough. And Mr. Clemens, we still need an explainer to what the hell it toes mean at the end. But go ahead, Kevin. Talk about your crappy game.
Okay, this was an absolute nightmare. Again, talk about what a difference a week makes. And I got a bone to pick with you, actually. But
Oh, really?
Josh Allen, full, all points APB. Where is this guy?
Yeah.
7.3. That was terrible. They looked terrible in that game. I couldn't get anything done. Jonathan Taylor, decent, not huge, but decent, 19.8. And then there we go. Look at my starting wide receivers. You got to love that. Combined for 0. Nothing. And Rashee Rice out.
Yeah.
Injured reserve. Great.
That was a
And
rough
my
one.
Dynamite pickup Tyler Johnson for the Rams, who I thought was going to replace Puka. Nothing from him either. Crap from Jacoby Myers, 9.9. Thanks for nothing. DeAndre Hopkins giving me a whopping 5. If you total all of my wide receivers, and there are 4 of them because of flex, I have a total of 15 points exactly. That is horrible. I see you highlighted Geno Smith, who is on my bench, who will never start over Josh Allen.
Obviously, I get that.
Not sure, but yes, he did have a very good week, which explains the bone I have to pick with you. I offered you a straight-up trade, Geno Smith for Mostert. You turned me down and unceremoniously just dumped him onto the waiver wire. Thanks for nothing. All right.
Well, I didn't want to roster all the. Then I'd have 3 quarterbacks. I don't need 3 quarterbacks. I'd rather have, some other options.
Yeah, okay. Joe Burrow, on the other hand, he shows up, unlike my guy. 26 from Jordan Mason. Wow. Still covering for, is that for CMC?
Yep.
Excellent work there. Not a lot out of Cole Kmet or Darnell, but look at Chuba Hubbard. Holy cow, 24 points. Nothing from Jake Elliott, but a decent day from the Jets. That Jets defense looked good. Yeah. He beat me. We split this year, 1-1.
Yeah, that was a tough beatdown. It wasn't even a good close game with how little you scored because of the injury to Rashid.
2 weeks in a row, you had the biggest beatdown. I don't want to hear it.
I'm just saying. Let's move on to a number.
Oh God, 1 week and Matt's back to.
I know. I just said, and we happen to have mine next. Isn't this great?
Here,
look at that.
One trade. In 1 week, maybe, I can't believe it. Not only can we no longer say you don't trade, but even better, you might believe in trading after this. Maddie takes the Malibu Stacy's down, which was a tough loss for the Malibu Stacy's, scoring 165 points in a loss because you had 175. Let's cover Dawn real quick. Average day from Jalen Hurts, decent day from Connor, especially with that Arizona team. Very nice. And then Jahmyr Gibbs, not bad, 20 points.
Yep.
Nearly another 20 out of McLaurin. Sam Laporta continues to disappoint. We're now expecting single-digit scores out of him, apparently.
Yeah, that was rough.
And then our defense shows a big. They must have had a return for a touchdown or something.
I think they did, yeah. They killed New England. That was rough. I was worried about that, yeah.
Okay, but on the flip side, let's go to it. Baker Mayfield, holy cow.
Hell
almost
yes.
35 points. You get Derrick Henry in a trade, who is projected to get 16. He overperformed to the tune of 40
a little bit.
Points.
Yeah.
Holy hell. And then Mike Evans comes in with 23.4. You had good scores the whole way down. Like I said, what a difference a week made. Well done on that transaction with Todd. We'll see how Todd fared with it. or if it would have been better off he didn't do it. You're certainly happy the trade that you proposed to me didn't go through because you would have had an injured reserve, Rashee Rice,
Yeah.
or Tyreek Hill. Slept on that one. Oh, well. Good job, Don. Came up a little short, but stupid Matt with his stupid trade ended up winning.
Yeah, again, I know it's only 1 week, but I was certainly happy for what I got, especially having a 2-game slide. So happy to be back at least in the.
You adjusting your jersey because your shoulders are so broad. And 1 stinking week.
I'm all full of it. Let's move on so it's not so bad. We'll move on to the next game, which is Sam versus Kat.
Oh, good heavens.
Oh, my God. Talk about close. Jesus.
Oh, my gosh. Let's see. That is point, like 9-2 or something like that. Holy cow. Less than a point. What a tough beat for Kat. I'm so sorry. Wing Leader gets it done yet again. 143. Oh, no.
No.
Wing Leader fell. Well, Kat, Wing Leader fell for the first time,
Yep.
I might add. All right, but she still had a decent day out of C.J. Stroud, almost 30 points. That's nothing to sneeze at. You got Kyron Williams out of Notre Dame getting 24. Nicely done. That's what he was supposed to do. And then 20 from the Titans. Didn't get a lot of help out of Brock Bowers or Calvin Ridley, who combined for 7.6. On the flip side, though, Kat, not sure about Mahomes. A little less than an average day from him. But CeeDee Lamb, I told you he was missing. I told you he'd be back. He's back. And then you've got, 20 from the Browns. Decent day from Zach. Lots of double digits. Aaron Jones for nearly 18. Nicely done. She wins by the skin of her chinny, or the hair on her chinny chin with the skin of her teeth. Of 143.96 to 143.04. Crazy.
Yeah, that was a really tight game, and I'm sure that Monday Night Titans-Miami game, I'm sure Sam was hanging on the edge, as was Kat watching it, especially with the Titans turning it around after Will Levis gets hurt, who is their franchise quarterback that they have, and old man Mason Rudolph from Pittsburgh runs in for the Titans. Now he's on their team, and it brings them back to a victory, and I think their defense even scored once on them. So as bad as Miami was and as bad as the Titans were, they looked a whole lot better with a better quarterback, and that was a huge part of that 20.04. Not enough to get it done. Saquon didn't quite have his Saquon day. That would have made a difference. Again, just such a slight difference. It was just a crazy game. Most don't come down to that small of a margin, but congrats, Kat, and sorry about that, Sam. Better luck next week. Let's move on to the next one. We got.
Well, and that Tennessee team played a god-awful Miami team.
Yeah. Let's get on to.
After being Super Bowl hopefuls at the beginning of the year, 3 weeks in, complete disaster. Free Tyreek Hill trade rumor.
If there's a team that needs a better backup quarterback, it's Miami. But let's move on to Greg versus Todd.
Okay. Oh gosh, Todd, you needed the players you traded. You got Matt's junk, and they continue to be junk. Look at the crap he gave you. The ones he highlighted are the crap he gave you, with the exception of
Brandon.
Who is it?
Brandon. I didn't give him Brandon. That was his character. That was his player.
Yeah, but you gave him either Ford.
I gave him Tyreek, Kyle Pitts, and Josh Jacobs, and Jerome Ford.
Oh, that was terrible. Derrick Henry had more than all of those guys. Just one player. You got over on Todd. Todd paid for it this week in a loss, 148.68 to 112. Todd, you know who not to trade with next time.
Oh, please.
He goes for the jugular. Sam Darnold with 25.5 for Greg. Average, way less than average days from his running back. Although the sun god comes through with almost 23. And when you got Nico Collins give you the 35, and then 18-point-something each.
Pickens, yeah.
Pickens and
Pollard.
Great days out of them. They bailed you out. Although, let's see. You probably could have still won with 112. Sorry, Todd. You did get 23 nearly from Prescott, and Ford and Jacobs are serviceable backs, but the rest, holy cow, you got the one bright spot, Justin Jefferson at
JJ.
20.5, and then Christian Kirk ends up getting nearly 20 points.
He had a big day, yeah.
One from your defense, that doesn't help. Looking at their benches, you got DeAndre Swift, wow, 30 points on the bench. That would have almost done it for you. No, because you got to take off the 11 or the 15.
Yeah.
So, yeah, you needed a little more help. Looking on the flip side, Jordan Love, quarterback out of Green Bay, ends up getting 35.5. Greg's got a decision to make next week, methinks.
Yeah, that was a tough beat for Todd. Again, Tyreek and that poor Miami thing. Maybe they'll get it back on track someday soon if they change up. Maybe they're going to get a different quarterback. I don't know what the future holds. Kyle Pitts actually started off this next week we'll get into towards the end of it with much better score than 0.0, but tough week for old Pitts. And
Did he
Swift
get hurt or something?
Swift, what's that? No, he wasn't hurt. They just don't target him and they don't use him. I know he's like one of the best physical specimens on that team, and no coordinator so far has found the right gadget to unlock Kyle Pitts' greatness, much as I know that because I've drafted him twice now. DeAndre Swift, in Todd's defense, that guy had not put up a good point in weeks, so I can understand him sitting him. And then you get this, which is just the worst. It's just mocking you from your bench. I hate when that happens, so I'm sure he's not alone with all the other DeAndre Swift people that didn't start him. But better luck next week there, Todd. And let's move on to the next game, which would be Nick's picks versus Teddy.
Okay, so Nick's
Ooh, another close one.
Out gets a win. Port Dawn would have crushed most of these.
Oh, she would have crushed everybody but me.
Yeah, exactly. So Port Dawn. Nick's picks gets a win with 120 points. Poor Terry's struggling. Let's look at Nick's picks here. 27.64. I know Lamar had a big day. So score reflects that. Not so much from one of your favorites, Breece Hall.
Yeah, those two are really good backs this year. They have been, both Hall and Cook. But go ahead. Sorry, they got a bad day here.
Their projections were 36, and they came in with less than 10 combined.
Yeah.
Bleak Neighbors, you love that guy. Mm-hmm. He gets 25.1. Jerry Jeudy, average day, 13.2. Double digits the rest of the way till we get to Devin Singletary, who had a terrible day.
Yeah.
4.8. But didn't need it. He had plenty. Oh, there's also another one of your favorite players, Justin Tucker.
Yeah.
Looking at the other side, poor Terry, Brock Purdy, monster last week, off this week. It's like hot or cold with that guy. Bright spot with Brian Robinson Jr., 22.3. Another 20 out of Rashid Shaheed, if I'm saying that right.
Yep, Rashid Shaheed, you got
Bills defense, -2. So
and look at what she lost by.
Yeah.
I mean, it's so close.
Yeah, you needed that. And Kenneth Walker.
Oh, my God. Kenneth Walker had a day.
Look at that. On the
33 friggin' points.
I know. That's tough. That is a tough loss for Terry because, a couple of different things or a defense that just does if
no defense is better than this. Yeah.
Half of what they were projected.
Yeah.
She would have won.
Yeah, totally. And yeah, tough for Terry. She's got A.J. Brown. He's out for injury. I get that. I don't get starting Zach Ertz over George Kittle. I'm sure maybe it was a better matchup against Arizona. Maybe she saw something she liked. Maybe there was some hey, here's your sleeper, use Zach Ertz. But boy, Kittle, he's not Mr. Consistency, but I going against a crappy New England defense, I would have thought she would have started him. The interesting one we're going to get to a little bit later when we look at the games for this week, because again, we've already had the Thursday night game last night, which was pretty damn exciting if anybody watched it. Kirk Cousins, look at this, 6.52. Wait till you see his score from last night. It's pretty insane. Let's move on to the next slide. And I believe, we got one more game. Okay, here we go. One more game. This will be Jason versus Joe. Jay versus Jay.
This is kind of a grudge match game here.
Mm-hmm. And pretty close, too.
F.U. Joe, F's J, or Jay gets 127 versus Jay's 124. Sorry, brother. Did get a decent day from Jaden Daniels. Well done there. He gets 25. Combined 20 from your running backs. Stephon Diggs, though, 18.5. Double digits. 11s the rest of the way until we get to Michael Wilson, who only manages to get 4.8. Didn't leave a ton on the bench. Kyler Murray's the only one with points.
But you can't start him. You already got Daniels. He started the right quarterback, right.
Exactly. On Joe's side, not a great day from Herbert. Not a great day from Etienne. Not a great day for Najee Harris. Not sure what's going on with that Pitt running game over the last few years. It's been awful. Jaden Reed, though, nearly 30 points.
Huge day.
Wandale Robinson.
Yep, Wandale, you got it right.
18 and 17 from the Ravens was enough to take it down. 127 to 124. Tough one. Looking at their benches, nothing really on the bench except for
Jared Goff.
Jared Goff at 33. Yeah, that would have been amazing. But Well, and with Justin Herbert, I'm not sure. I haven't been following the Chargers.
Well, he's been hurt and banged up. He's been in and out of games. He was replaced during the Pittsburgh game by their backup, but he managed to come back and play. But he's just not up to 100%, so it's hard to trust him. I think he'll be looking at going over Jared Goff. But then again, Jared Goff also played out of his mind. He's had a couple of down days in the start here, but this one was certainly a return to form in that night game against Seattle. They were just lights out, and he even caught a touchdown, which was crazy. That was a tough beat for Jay. Only lost by a couple of points. Like you said, nothing that he could have done. I mean, you could maybe argue Sam JP ran in some flex spot, but then you have to take off those points, and I don't know if it would be. I can't do the math in my head that quick, but tough one. Congrats, Joe. And sorry about that, Jason. Let's move on to the next we have now. Oh, okay. So check it out. I did 2 of these this week. We're gonna do this one, and then we also have this is for this week, and then we'll have another one coming up that'll talk about the entire season to date. So let's. In fact, this is the one season to date, so we'll talk about. I don't know why I should have flipped those, because this looks like it's the season to date, right? If it says Nick's pick is setting the pace for the rest of the league, it's 620 points. Yeah, Nick is definitely running the table right now. He's king of the hill, bottom of the pile. Poor Joe, only 454, but he got a win. So hey, all that counts as a win or loss is not necessarily points.
That's right.
Bragging rights. Whatever else happens, wing leader 13-0. Here we go, dominating little prick. That would be me by 78.48. Love that. That's going to remain on there until somebody else gets a bigger beating, which I don't see happening yet. Lightning in a bottle. This would be for Greg. Lit the league with 180 points, highest score for the season so far. Nice job. Can't look away. I like this one for poor Clemens. Clocked in the lowest score of the year, which would be 72. So look at my 78. Looks pretty damn good against that 72.
Yeah, wow.
Hot streak. Somebody grab a fire extinguisher because Nick's picks is still on fire last 4 matchups. Poor Jason with those guys, or you know what's 2-2 winning matchup, but has an all-in win rate of 43.2. Just can't seem to match up with the right folks. Malibu Stacy's, again, same thing, 47.7 in the all play, but only has gone 1-3 this season. And again, for Nick's pick, sharpshooter, he is the man, 96.1 on starting the right ones. So nice job. You're off to a good start, Nick. Let's see if you can carry it through. Let's move on to the next one, which is Stanley's. Take us through it, Kev.
Okay, let's start with Brockway. Still, despite the loss to Joe, Jason finds himself in a 2-way tie for first place with Kev, thanks to his win over me, and Tasty Waves and a Cool Buzz, who got their first win, if I'm not mistaken, are now 1-3.
Yep.
It's the one game separating all of those teams. Nicely done. In Ogdenville, despite my loss, I am also in a 2-way tie with Sam at 3-1, and you improve to
God.
2-2. You are now 1 game out of first, my friend.
Yes.
Except your score is not going to help you for tiebreakers, that's for sure.
No, that's for sure.
North Haverbrook. Poor Terry. 0-4. The only team without a win. Let's go, Ter. A tale of 2 teams, though. Look at the top. 4-0 for Nick's picks. And Greg hanging right in there. Only
tight,
1 game
3-1. Yeah, he's right next to him.
An undefeated team. Exactly. Not bad at all. And then Springfield. Dallas Hertz sneaks into first place with a 500 record. Malibu Stacy's at 1-3. Todd at 1-3. Definitely one team is making the playoffs with possibly a losing record again. We'll see what happens. It's still very early. But, wow.
Yeah, this is going to be an interesting division to watch to see how it goes on. If Todd gets his back on his winning ways, it won't be an issue. But, this brings back memories of that one year that Todd was knocked out, even though he had, I don't know what it was, more points, or I can't remember how he lost. No, I know what it was. He was in a different division than Dawn. Dawn somehow made it into playoffs, even though she had a losing record, and he will never forget that. So now they're in the same division. Let's see what sparks fly as we go forward. Let's move on to the pickups. Let's talk about some money being spent.
Oh, my gosh.
Woo!
Look at that.
So we have a couple of pickups here. Kareem Hunt was the hot ad. He was added just barely 2 weeks ago off the couch, and he's running the ball for Casey. So everybody wants that guy. We had 3 different bids on it, and it went to Jason with the highest 31. We were all pretty much in the ballpark,
Why
of course.
Are you at the bottom of all of these?
I'm not at the bottom of all. I picked up a few, jerky. Just wait. I just wasn't willing to spend that much. I'm pretty happy with my team. Next up, we have Todd grabbing Chase Brown, who had a big day for Cincinnati for $23. And again, Burrow was
on him?
$1. Because I'm cheap. Cheap.
Okay.
So Clemens was right in the neighborhood though with $18, and then here we go. I win one. Look at Maddie spending some money, $21 on Dontavian Wicks out of Green Bay, and the two behind me were, well, only one behind me. I take it back, was 13. I see that Josh Downs was the next one. Josh Downs, now see, even though this looks backwards, because even though Todd spent more, he already had dropped a player that was involved in that one, so it went to the second highest one, which would be Josh Downs. And you see me behind there with, what's my bid there, Kev?
$0?
No, $1. Are you not even looking at the screen, Jerky? Next up,
No, I was looking at something else that's hilarious. You say, "Oh, I'm pretty happy with my team." Nick, your little prick is on here all over the place.
I'm always looking to shore up little edges here and there. So I also went for the Broncos.
Little holes. Last week it was a disaster.
Yeah, there's my.
Just got little holes to fill.
How dare you? Now, my Broncos bid of 0 did not go through. Todd was at 3, and Greg. It's not Greg. God, Jason was at 8. So congrats. There were some other pickups, but none of them were contested. But yeah, so the 0 and the 1s are going to be my main ones, unless I see somebody that I really want for whatever reason. Let's move on to this last week. Here we go. I am leading the league with an impressive 175 this week.
Wait a minute. Don't get off that slide so quick.
I got to go back now? Okay.
Please.
What?
Yes, go back one. You can't sneak this past me like not the whole league is going to run out there. You dropped Mike Gesicki?
I know that I just paid $13 for, because he didn't do crap, and I needed a tight end, and it proved me right because of who I got. Did this week, Kate Otten just delivered where Gesicki couldn't. I got to change it up. I maybe bid a little too much on Gesicki because I didn't see that T. Higgins was coming back. Okay, that's on me. Once T. Higgins came back, Gesicki's numbers dropped.
Everybody race out and get Gesicki.
Yeah, go for it, because he ain't seeing no targets after T. Higgins has been back, so good luck with him.
Your love affair with tight ends continues.
I know. I can't pick the right ones. Let's please move on to some good news for me. Let's get to even more good news. Bottom of the pile was you punk, with a lowly 92. Bragging rights, Uptown Borough blew out Camp Krusty with 52.86. That's a blowout. Yeah, Bad beat, Wingler 13, as you pointed out, 0.92, Mr. Blutarski. God, that's a tough beat.
What was your beat down? Was it 52 or less than that?
45, I don't know.
No, 70-something. You just forgot.
Do you want me to go back and look? You jerk. Now I got to go back and look at it. Okay, 78. You're right. I was trying to forget about that. Okay, so yes, you get me by 20, Jerky. Let's move on. Not so lucky. Second place, Malibu Stacy. You talked about that. She would have beat everybody else, but she played the wrong one. Sharpshooter. That's me. Ping, ping, little P. Got it done. Defense win championships. Dallas Hurts focused on the 3 phases of the game and got 19 points from the Brownies. And waiver wire, Jim. Nice job on Wan'Dale Robinson, Joseph. You needed somebody. You scooped him up, and he came through with some big points. Awesome job. I think that is the last one here. Let me exit out and let me go to our site, and we will look at some preview games or talk about that, right? We still have a little bit of time left. So let me get to the scoreboard, and let's just see how, after last night's game, everybody's looking. So far, after one game last night, I'm at 60, and Greg is at 7.16. Let's do a
Holy cow, who'd you get at 60?
Well, I had a lot of players going last night, so that's not such a surprise. Let's take a look here. All right, so come on, here we go. Baker the Baby Maker, 29 points. Nice job. Mike Evans, 23.2. And Kate Otten, thank you, tight end, 7.4. I'll take it. Meanwhile, Greg had
to a start.
Greg started Bucky Irving, who was great right up until he fumbled, or he would have had 9.16 points. So let's see how that goes. Let's move up to the next games. 0-0. Let's look at this one. Dallas Hurts and Uncle Todd posted some scores. Not too many points on there. Looks like Young Ho Koo with 18.4. Wow, when your kicker gets you 18, you're pretty damn happy. On the other side, Kyle Pitts, welcome back. Look, all the people that sat by Kyle Pitts, Todd said, I have faith, I believe in you, Kyle Pitts. And he's rewarded with 15 points. Look at what he was projected, only 7.3. Nice job,
that's
Todd.
Terrible. 7.3 as a projection is terrible.
Exactly. Nice job with the 15. We got Nick's picks with a quick 11 from Chris Godwin. He was hoping for more there, 4 down from what he was hoping. Oh, here we go. Kirk Cousins. Did he start him or no? Oh, no. Let me look on the bench. Where's Kirk? Did she? 44.36 tear. Oh, my goodness.
Oh.
This is what Kirk Cousins does to you. He gives you, what was it, like 4 points or 7 last week, and then 44. You kidding me? At least she got Drake London, who he threw to for 35 points. Nice job, and Rashad White for 9.6.
Well, look at the projections. He's probably looking at that and was like,
yeah, I know. Again, it's
go
Kirk
with Purdy.
Cousins. You're never, somebody said he plays well in primetime, so maybe keep that in mind. I forgot that one, but a lot of people said primetime Kirk Cousins goes crazy, and apparently that was true last night. It was a hell of a game that went into overtime. Let me guess. Did you watch it, Kevin? I'm going to guess no.
Look at Kev's team.
Answer the question.
What?
Did you watch it?
No.
Oh, you son of a bitch. Well, look who's on Clemens' bench. Mooney. I hope he wasn't watching that game because he would have had a heart attack with 33 points on his bench.
Jeez. There's almost 100, there's like 80, 90 points on the bench here.
Look at Bijan Robinson, 10 points. Because why? Because Atlanta's stupid. That's your number one guy. He should never see less than like 15 or 20.
All right. Next game.
Anyway, that was crazy. That game last night was awesome. Went into overtime, so it was a good game. And nothing else.
Nice.
Nothing else from anybody else. You want to look at any other matchups that intrigue you, perhaps?
No, I'm just curious who I played this week. Let me see.
You, my friend, played Tasty Waves,
Tasty
Joseph.
Waves,
So let's take a look at this. Let's take a look at Joseph versus you. Josh Allen hopefully should rebound, but I can't remember how good Houston's defense is. We'll see.
Look at my projected score.
It's not so great, is it?
I was undefeated last week.
Wait a minute. Why is Rashid Rice still in there?
Oh, I got to move him.
Same thing with Jalen Warren. He's probably not even playing. Your score will change a little bit, so you'll be a little bit better.
A little bit, but I got problems.
And hey, but you picked up Raheem Mostert for nothing, so you should be happy, right?
I am. Why didn't you trade me?
I didn't want Geno Smith. I needed a different player, and you didn't have one I needed.
Yeah, well, you could have got him and then dumped him.
What? I guess. I don't know. I didn't think about that.
Yeah, of course.
Sorry. I didn't know you were so hot on Raheem Mostert. He was still out there. He wasn't even declared healthy until today. I let him sit on my bench and rot.
I know. Well,
good job. I hope he does well for you if you put him into a starting slot. We'll see.
I gotta put somebody in there.
I don't know what you're going to do with little Rashid Rice. You're just going to have to take him on a waiver and then, take him on your bench and wait because you already got Puka on the IR. It sucks. You got two players on IR for crying out loud.
Yeah, I don't know.
Maybe I'll look to trade Rashid Rice even if he's on IR. I could just keep him there until he gets better.
Okay.
I'm a little too drunk with my own power after one good week.
Yeah, exactly.
So let's shut this down and let's get back to tick-tocking here. There we go. We're back on screen now. So you're not ready for Halloween. You don't care too much about Halloween. You're much more of a Christmas man, I understand.
Yeah, it's also
now the kids.
October 4th.
What do your kids? And remind me how old Michael is, because I know your young lady's already a full lady, and she might not be doing anything. She might be going out with her adult friends to hang out. But what would young Michael be doing for Halloween this year? Is he going to go out?
Well, Emma's going out as two things.
Oh, okay.
The sun, and another friend is the moon.
Cute.
And then for another party, she's some character I've never heard of.
Okay, whatever. Yeah, it's much like Nate with all of his weird Pokemon or God knows where, whatever. All right, so what about Michael?
Michael is 16. He's not dressing up. Yeah.
He's done. He's too old for that? Does he hand out candy at least? Does he at least interact with your neighbors?
Sometimes.
Get his butt on the porch and put him to work.
We go outside and we have a fire. Yeah, we just hand them out
and you just leave him inside because you don't care about Michael.
No, I bring him out. I just sit there and drink though and hand out.
That's what you should do. Exactly. Drink it. Pretty much, Kev will get so drunk he'll just take the rest of the pot and give it to some poor kid because he wants to go inside. I'm done.
That's it. Yeah, it's too cold here.
What's the weather like in there? We're still in the hundreds here, so what do you guys got?
It's not so bad here. It's like in the 80s, 70s, so very nice, very calm.
Nice.
I'd say like low 70s yesterday, 73,
nice.
72, something like that.
Nice.
Yeah, it wasn't bad at all.
Not bad at all. That's good, dude. Well, that's good. All right, so maybe we should, let's see, what should we do? Should we, I'll put it out there for anybody watching this. Let's talk about possibly a get-together at some point in time, and I'll reach out to Jay to see what his availability is, and maybe we can find something to work around him. Either he comes down or we go up, one of the two, and we'll kind of go from there. But I hope everybody's doing well and getting excited about the Halloween season and all the other holidays coming up. Other than that, we're also now into the bye week, as a lot of people know, with sitting and starting people. So check your rosters, make sure somebody on a bye is not going to be in your starting lineup, because I think it's Detroit that's off this week, and a few others, like 4 others. So check your bye weeks, make sure you're good there. Hopefully there's more trades cooking, because that makes everything more interesting. The waiver wire is one thing, but big trades are always...
Look at him.
I'm just saying, it could turn out to be a horrible mistake, and my guys could all get, pounded. So I'm not counting anything out. I'm not happy with one. I'm just happy that I had the guts to trade, because most years, Kevin is right, as much as I would hate to admit this, I am much more risk averse than anybody out there. Maybe save my mom. I think she might have been the highest of risk aversion. I don't think she would trade if her team was, losing every game and it's halfway through the season. She'd be like, no, my guys are going to rebound. I'm not letting them go. But I've been known to trade. In fact, in my first year in fantasy football, years and years ago, people, I made a trade midway through the season that some people scoffed at. I used to work with. They said, Aaron Brooks, that guy's a sack. Wait till he plays outside. And what did Aaron Brooks go on to do? He went on to win me the championship. So suck it, all those Aaron Brooks haters. Actually, it was much more due to Marvin Harrison's career year and Travis Henry. Who remembers Travis Henry?
We have people in the league that were probably not born when Aaron Brooks was playing football.
I'm quite sure. Absolutely. I was going to say, I think we should qualify that, and we need to have people chime in to say, do they even know who Aaron Brooks is or what team he played for? All right. Well, hey, any final words before we sign off there, Caveman?
No.
That's who you look like with that beard. Captain Caveman. Remember him?
Captain
Caveman!
Yeah,
I've been showing Nate some of the old cartoons that he doesn't know about. You know which one he's you know which one he's obsessed with and he loves singing the song?
What?
Hong Kong Phooey, #1 super guy.
Does he sing that at school?
Oh, no, I'm sure the woke police would grab him and throw him to the ground immediately.
Yeah, exactly.
He'd be on the ground and in chains.
Is he dressing up? Did you already say?
Yeah, and I'm sure he's going to go with some weird character that I have no idea. Although, young Nathan is dating a young lady, and I believe they're going to go as a couple trick-or-treating, so I don't know what they're going as. It's some, again, like you said, with the Sun and the Moon, it's some 2 characters in some game that they're into or whatever, so...
Have you had to talk with him yet?
Of course I've had the talk with him. They haven't even gone on an actual date. I mean, they've talked a lot, and she was in one of his old production plays at Roseville Theater. That's where they met. They're theater kids. Okay. But she goes to Roseville High School, so he had to fill out a bunch of forms for her to come to homecoming, so that'll be interesting, because Christian Brothers just don't want anybody in there. They don't want the riffraff of Roseville. They're like, we have to talk to Roseville Joint High School to find out if this kid's in any trouble.
Yeah, there's just one box that just says public school, and that one gets tossed to the side. Denied.
They'll be keeping a close eye on those weirdos that come from other schools. You'll be like, you're not one of us.
Like Morgan Freeman in Shawshank. Chick, rejected.
Exactly.
Public school, baby. Leave it.
Exactly. So, yeah, I will get pictures and let you know who they are when it gets closer to them. But I know they've chosen something. I just don't know what the hell it is. So, anyway, all right. So... any last words? I'm pointing the wrong way. Now, that's where you're seated.
Yes, I'm over to your side.
I'm over here now. Now, change your background dice next time. If you don't, there's going to be a penalty.
Okay.
Penalty. Any last words? Words?
Nope.
So, for Kevin Heath, this is Matt Dickey saying we made it under time. We didn't get cut off on this video. Love to you all. Set your lineups, and we'll see you next week. Kev, take us home.
Stay classy, BONESTORM.
Yay, yay. Hi, Fontina. I gotta go get something to eat.